Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for click this video. I would like to explanation about the economic learning media in the discussion focus the first concept of instructional or learning media, learning resource, and learning aids. The second function, benefit, use of learning media, classification of instructional media, types of learning media, and the last characteristic of learning media. So the first is about concept of instructional or learning media, learning resource, and learning aids. The first definition of media. The word media comes from Latin, which is the plural form of medium, which means intermediary or introduction. So from the Association for Education and Communication Technology defines the word media as all forms and channels used to process information. From the National Education Association defines media as all objects that can be manipulated, seen, heard, read, or discussed along with the instrument used for these activities. Next is definition of learning. According to the law of the Republic of Indonesia, number 20 of 2003, concern the national education system, that learning is a process of interaction between student and teacher and learning resource that take place in learning environment. So what is learning media? Definition of learning media according to Umar Hamalik learning media are tools, method, and the technique used in order to make communication and interaction between teachers, students, and more effective in the education and teaching process in the school. So the learning process is according to Association for Educational Communication Technology, learning resource are all resource whether from the data, people, or objects that can be used to provide learning facilities for learners or for teachers. Definition of learning aids. According to Muhammad Anas in his ebook, Aids and Learning Media, teaching aids or learning aids are a set constraint objects that are designed, matched, or arranged intentionally used to help instill or develop concept or principle in learning. So next is function or benefit use of learning media. The benefit of media is in the teaching and learning process. The first can help facilitate learning for students and facilitate teaching for teachers. It's a main use so that learning can take place well, facilitate and expedite the path toward achieving the learning object that has been set. Make teaching and learning activity not boring and not monotonous. Then the use of teaching media will make it easier for students to understand the teacher's explanation. Next is the function of learning media for teacher. First, provide guidance, direction to achieve goals. Explain the structure and sequence of teaching well. Provide a systematic framework for teaching well. Facilitate the teacher's control of the subject matter, helping accuracy, thoroughness in the presentation of subject matter, build a teacher's self-confidence, and the last, improve the quality of lessons. Next, the function of learning media for students. Increase student learning motivation, provide and increase the variety of learner learning, provide the structure of the subject matter and make it easier for learners to learn, provide core information when systematically so as that make it easier for learners to learn, stimulate learners to focus and analyze, creating condition and learning situation without pressure. Next is classification of instructional media. From Wilbur's classify into three. into three, namely complex media, expensive, and simple media. From the judge classify into seven groups, namely object to be demonstrate, oral communication, print media, still image, moving image, sound films, and matching learning. So from the added lab, the media classifying according to student learning activities or experience. From Allen, classify into nine media groups, namely silent visual, films, television, three-dimensional object, recording, program, listen, demonstration, printed textbook, and oral presentation. From Abraham, media are grouped based on the size and the complexity of the tool and equipment into five groups, namely media with a two-dimensional projection, media with a three-dimensional projection, audio media projection, media, television, video, and computer. From Nano Sujana, media are classified into two types of media, namely two-dimensional media and three-dimensional media. Next is types of learning media. Beside of interest or sense perception, audio media is media that use the sense of hearing as an intermediary in conveying media content. Next is visual media is media that use sense of sight as an intermediary in delivery of media content. Next is audiovisual media is a combine the sense of sight and the sense of hearing as an intermediary in conveying media content. Next is based on coverage on spreadability. Bold and simultaneous coverage, for example, television and radio, wide, wide coverage and not simultaneous, for example, YouTube and Instagram, limited coverage of space, for example, PowerPoint, papers, article, or and journals. And next, media for independent study, for example, book. Next is based on manufacture. Simple. The first is simple, books or props. Next is modern, for example, mobile phone, computer, laptop, and projector. Next is based on usage, traditional media and computer media. Next is characteristic of learning media. Audio media, able to overcome the limitation of space and time, message or program can be recorded and playback, can be full of imagination and design the active participation of listener, can overcome the problem of teacher shortage. The nature of communication is only one way and very suitable for language music teaching. Next is visual media. Visually observed by space. Visual also display one way and receptive communication. Visual are also displayed statistical. Visual perception is used as reference in the linguistic principle of the text-based media. Visual media is also student-oriented, and then last information can be defined and managed by the user. Next is audio visual media. The characteristic is can improve perception, understanding, learn interference, transfer, and can provide the information or knowledge of the result achieved, can improve retention or memory, and provides an experience. So this all about the material, and thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.